All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Monday. It's a holiday week, taking two trades pretty much right out of the gate this morning, and we're going to break them down, see what happens today. So let's trade. All right, first trade today was on MU, and this was pretty much right when market opened. You can see we're on the first candle here. It's hitting down on the positive scanner. It's like at a 12 currently when I first look at it, and I pull the chart up, and then I see this 85 level. So I'm looking to see if it can get that nice pop through 85. So gives the initial pop here, get in at 85.30 with the first shares. It starts pulling back a little bit, but I'm looking at absolutely down at least 84.80 if I'm going to take it on this initial move here with the first 100 shares that I got in. We're coming right out of the gates hot here, right as the market is fresh to open. I checked, I didn't see that there were earnings or anything like that on MU. I'm not even sure if there was any news here for if it was a hangover from last week or what was going on. But so first entry there at 85.30. Then I'm looking for a pop up higher if I'm going to add, and it starts making a move right here, looking for through the 70s, I believe, and got the add right there at 85.71. So I now have 200 shares at a really good average at 85.50. But the goal is on these trades to get all the covers below both entries. That's how you're going to make the most money on all of these. So I just start watching it here, and the first entry there was at, I believe, 85.30. So we're waiting for 85.30, at least get a breakdown through there. I start looking at it, I'm like, maybe it's going to break down through 85 real quick, and I'll be able to get good money on both portions of the trade. But then it starts hanging out a little bit right here, so I go ahead and I get ready with a limit order there at 85, I believe, 20. I go ahead and I put the limit order out actually when it broke down through that. It was a little bit spready, so I didn't get that fill there, and then my order ended up sitting there, and I do get a fill on it right there. So the first trade, the first entry is only plus 10 cents on that trade, but now I've got an almost exact top tick there with the remaining shares. So still 100 shares left with the top tick. I put out another 50 here as it was breaking 85. It once again shot down quickly, came right back up, and my order ended up sitting there and then getting filled at 85. So now I've got 50 shares left. It's coming down towards the VWAP. I'm looking at the lows of that candle there, which is around the 84.70 mark. So I go ahead and get a limit order ready at 84.70. If we get a breakdown through the lows there, I'm thinking it might bounce off that VWAP area, bounce off of that 84.50. So I'm just going to be prepared to take the final shares there under 84.70 if it makes that final move. So there's a little bit of a bounce here, nothing to be worried about. Feel good about the trade. Everything's working as it should be so far, and we're just waiting and watching and see if it's gonna break down through that 84.70. So actually pops back up through 85 here, and for half a second I was like, if this thing runs again, I could add back in if it makes another big spike move, but alas, it did not. Starts coming back down here, pressing down towards that 84.70. So we don't have the order sitting out. Once again, we have that limit at 84.70, trying to get the breakdown through, trying to get a better fill down through there. It didn't work on the first two, but we're going to see here in just a second. It's going to break those 70s. I hit the button and I get the final fill there at 84.65. So making almost $100 there with 200 shares on MU straight out of the gates. Pretty happy overall with that trade. Not too much I would have done differently. Maybe got a little bit better on that second cover. So moving on, second trade and final trade of the day actually is here on Riot. It was a dip buy. It was on the negative intensity scanner down, the second one down. You can see it was hitting at about a 20. I was not nearly as convicted on this one because it's a crypto stock and I am long-term invested in it, so I'm already emotionally attached to this one. But I saw it making the big move, and I thought we might get a little bounce here off of the $35 whole number. So I get a long there. I ended up getting it right at 35. I thought I was getting a breakdown through it, but ended up getting the fill right at it. So then we just kind of hang out here for a while. I said, you know what? I'll just take a quick 20-cent bounce on this thing if it moves, because I knew Bitcoin and everything was going down today. So didn't want to be sitting in this one for overly long period of time if I didn't have to. Just looking for a quick win. So we're sitting out there, and it does finally give me the fill about 2 minutes later here at 35.20. It goes a bit further through it, but I didn't even care. Was happy to take the $20 and move on from that. So that's it for me on the day. Just the two trades, just up about 120, a little bit less, and we'll move on. It is a holiday week, so things might start slowing down even more as we go throughout the week. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit like and subscribe. I'll see you later.